Hello and welcome once again to another exciting episode of getting to know an elder and a committee that's happening here at the church. We're here with Shanna, and I always feel like I mispronounce your name too. Stoter. I don't know why. I don't know.
Fine.
Sometimes I make the O not long. So Shanna Stoter is here, and we're kind of it right now of a new committee that we've put together called a New Church Committee. New church development. That's it. See, we'll get it right. And so New Church Development is looking a lot at our old church and figuring out what are some new ways, what can we develop in the church. So
Right.
we're here talking to you a little bit about that today.
You want me to expand on that?
Why don't you expand on that, because apparently I'm not doing so great.
So I think for us, it's the idea of keeping our church relevant and not being tied, so carrying on tradition in a more relevant way. And, my analogy to Tom was always the idea of the malls and how malls were relevant. There's portions of them that are still relevant, but the concept that every city has to have their own mall has quickly made them these huge spaces that are becoming irrelevant. And so the church, I feel like we have to carry on the traditions we have in a more modern sense in order to grow our congregation. And so, we're looking at thinking outside of the box and creating opportunities within Winston as a city versus Parkway as a sort of nucleus.
Just the four walls. So we're the committee that right now some of the things we're working on and talking about are actually approaching fellow Presbyterian churches to see where there might be points of contact. We're throwing out any idea to see if it sticks. I mean, we're even talking, could we combine and merger with a church or create other types of working relationships and rethinking about the structures differently. So a lot of the conversations that this committee and kind of work that we're having are sort of the same things we're doing with Meg and evangelism. We have to think differently. Things are changing. Things have changed.
And things have to change.
And things are going to have to change. I mean, we can keep going on the way we are and the way we've always done things, but that doesn't have a very nice ending, and that ending may come sooner than we want it to be.
And there'll be some uncomfortable conversations.
Right.
But out of some of that, hopefully, will be positive things.
So this is the committee that's we want to experiment a little bit. We may fail, but then learn from those failures to see how we can keep going.
But failure means you tried.
Failure means we're trying. We're doing something. We're out there. We're putting ourselves out there. So we're going to risk with this committee, and that's all right. You need to do that. You need to do that. If we just play it safe, that doesn't always come back the way we want it to be.
And I think there's the population out there that is looking for something.
Right.
That doesn't exist, really. And we have the option and the opportunity to be that something for a lot of people.
Right.
So, hopefully.
I think we have good theology. I think we have a good spirit. It's just thinking about the structures and what does that look like.
Yeah.
And so as you can tell by this conversation, it's still a lot of, we're still very much in the cloud and thinking and trying, but if you're somebody who sees this thing or sees what we're kind of seeing, recognizes that there has to be change, it's different answers. It's not just what instrumentation you use in worship. That's not the kind of stuff we're looking at. It's really rethinking approach to ministry, but also how does the church community identify and live out its faith, and that may be different.
Yeah, less of just church being Sunday.
Churches being Sunday and worship.
Yeah,
which is still very important.
Very important. Very important. But church as service.
Church as service. I mean, that servant church concept is something that took root here at Parkway a long time ago. It's an important piece of our DNA.
And it's going to be a while probably before anybody can travel outside the country. So we have been given the opportunity to focus locally
Right.
and on ourselves, which as much as it's a negative because we can't go to Haiti and do some of those things, it may be the gift we were given that we can have a little introspection and take some time to dedicate to us and see what the opportunities are within Winston that we've overlooked for a period of time.
There's plenty to
There's
do
plenty.
right here outside
There's
of our
plenty.
front
There's
door.
plenty.
So that's our little video
Yeah.
about new church development. And
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
that's right. So you're welcome if this is something that interests you and you want to be a part of this committee.
Committee of two, we're fine.
Right now you need to let us know because we are just a committee of two as we're trying to figure this out. That's what it takes when you start new things. You've just we've got an idea and we're going to see where it goes, where it takes us and what develops along the way.
We'll see. In 5 years, if we'll look back and be like, that was a great idea.
That was a great idea. Yeah, that's exactly
Remember
what's going to
when?
happen.
Or if in 5 years we're like, do you remember we had that harebrained idea?
One or the other, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. God is
So you want to join us?
God is at work. The Spirit's at work. So it's going to be a little messy, but that's all right. So thank you.
Thank you. And look, we're together.
That's right. We have both been vaccinated.
Yeah.
We are actually sitting together in the sanctuary. Things are
changing.
Things are changing all over the place. So we're even getting allowed to.
Touch each
Oh
other.
my goodness. Real human contact. So anyway, we'll see you at the next episode. Bye.
See ya.